Tony was giving the introduction, I've known Tony since I was 4 or 5 years old in kindergarten. Tony was with Stowe Rock Schools. In fact, a few years ago, I was going through a box of old things from my childhood, and I pulled out this paper, this transcript that Tony had written, a progress report on me. I think it was like third grade, and it says, Taris has ability and some intelligence, but he doesn't seem to finish things that he starts. So it sounds like I'm doing a little bit better for what he had to say. So this is a better progress report, right? I have to tell you all that I am beyond humbled and grateful for this evening. This is beyond my wildest dreams. I sincerely thank Focus on Renewal for this honor. I sincerely thank their staff that has had to work with me for the last 8 months to help put this together, but they've just been amazing. Chris Kreitzer, Greg, everyone, Jim Critchfield, you guys are awesome. And to you, and I thank you all for being here tonight. You have no idea what this means to me. There are others in this community I realize that I think are more worthy of this honor. There are people that have dedicated themselves to making a better McKees Rocks, and they've been doing it for decades more than I have, and they've been doing it without recognition or praise. I think of a few of them that I've had the pleasure and opportunity to work with. I think of Ray Pushkar, Nick Radoisis, Jack Muir, John Changerillo. I think of Marlene Banks. I think of Father Don Fisher. I think of Mr. Palermo, who's here tonight. And I honor them, and I hope that someday they can have a night like this too. To me, tonight is really about giving thanks. I tell people all the time, I feel like I hit the cosmic Powerball. I literally thank God every day for the great blessings of my life. Good physical health, good mental health, although some people in this room may disagree with that. To live in a time and a place where my station in life is only bound by my will. And most importantly, to have been surrounded by so many wonderful people throughout my life that have helped to guide and shape me. So many of you in this room, and certainly that all starts with my parents. Tonight, I honor them. I had the most incredible mom and dad that a child could ask for. And McKees Rocks was just a really wonderful place to grow up in, and in many ways still is. My childhood was filled with adventures, misadventures, wonder, and many lessons. My parents were warm and loving, but firm. They encouraged and nurtured my creativity and interests. They provided solid discipline, were constantly teaching me values and ethics, and providing insights that would give me the benefit of their wisdom to guide me throughout my life. Sometimes they did it directly through words that I remember to this day. Sometimes they did it just by how they lived, with grace and class, with strength and compassion and laughter. I remember many of those lessons. I remember when my mom said, and it was probably one of those many times I was being picked on for looking like I did in that picture on the wall that you guys all saw. And she said, Taris, no one is better than you. But remember, you're not better than anyone else. Simple, but poignant. And when my dad said, you can accomplish anything through hard work, those words have shaped me. They have helped to guide me on how I live life. They provided a solid foundation on which I could build a life. And, I think about the children who don't have that solid foundation. They left me too soon, but they gave me a wonderful life, my parents, a richness that words cannot capture. They filled me with a love of community. My dad in particular had a great love for this community. And he gave me an understanding of this town's history, this town's prestige, and a great pride of being from McKees Rocks. We have a lot to be proud for, my friends. It's that love that has inspired me to take this course of my life. Actually, it was an easy decision, a very easy decision, more of a calling even than a decision. When I left for college, I couldn't wait to get out of the Rocks. When I came home after college, I drove around town and could see the potential. These ghosts of old buildings spoke to me. I wanted to create the kind of town my parents and grandmother talked about. I found out that in many ways, that town is still here and always has been. It's still a town where neighbors look out for each other. It's that spirit that is the core of Focus on Renewal's mission. This revitalization has truly been a... Was that funny? That was supposed to be serious, but I'm glad you guys laughed. Oh, the picture's great. Please, yeah. Go nuts. That's why I put them up there. Okay, now that makes sense. My delivery can't be that bad.
Sorry.
This revitalization has truly been a team effort from day one. You know, Tony was there at the start. Father Ryan was there at the start. It started with this small group of leaders who had the same vision in July of 2000 and has grown to include many of you. The early days were tough, as Tony had said, not being able to pay the bills, and me personally having to get by on $10 a week, not having health insurance for 8 years, just holding on, hoping, believing when it seemed almost everyone around you didn't. And some of my closest friends and family many times told me, Taris, give it up. If it wasn't for those lessons of my parents, that foundation, and in a more practical sense, for the house they left me as inheritance, the CDC wouldn't have survived. And for those of you who are part of that team in those early years, who got me through the tough times, I'm grateful, because we wouldn't have survived without you. But we did, we persevered, and we got a couple early wins. We made some significant real estate deals that were essential to our strategic plan. We got some traction, we got some credibility, and began to get the attention and support of leaders throughout the region. I've been very lucky. The one thing I will say is that the community development field in Pittsburgh is amazing. It's just an incredible group of talented individuals who are so wanting to share their experiences and support you. Rick Belloli, Cindy Gormley, Tracy Evans. They've been there for me. Jackson Clark has been there, you know, always wanting to offer their advice, their support. It's been incredible. So we started to pick up some momentum, and it's been a beautiful confluence of finally, after many years, some positive things that I think put us on the verge of that dream that we started with in July of 2000. This economic transformation and creating this vibrant, exciting, and prosperous place we know this town can be, that many said was impossible. And yes, that prestige of what we feel McKees Rocks is. But working with Father Ryan all these years and Focus on Renewal, and watching how Father Ryan conducted himself, watching the mission of Focus on Renewal, listening to friends and neighbors, I've learned that that's only half the story, right? So while we attract this new investment, while we bring these exciting things to McKees Rocks, we need to continue to invest in our residents' success. We need to nurture that spirit of hard work and then demonstrate the rewards of it. You know, when you're surrounded by great people, like I've had the incredible fortune of, I think to myself, you know, how can I not succeed? You know, with all of you, I mean, how can you not succeed with that type of support group throughout your life? And then I think of the opposite. I think about those people that didn't have it. And I think, how can we expect them to succeed? That's a question, friends, we must answer. That's a question and a mission that has driven Focus on Renewal for these past 45 years. We have the opportunity. We have this amazing singular opportunity, once in a lifetime, once in many lifetimes opportunity, to create a place that becomes a model for other communities. But that's not why we do it. We do it because we want our hometown to become the place we know it can be. I'm looking at the people in this room. It's you that makes this happen. It's us. I have the greatest staff in the world, starting with Paulette Ballounis, and now with Mary Beth Taylor, Shelley Monto, Caitlin Hazelton, and Jeb Feldman. I am privileged to work alongside of you every day. And I am constantly amazed by your talent and dedication, and I thank you. And then again, getting back to all of you. Some of you may not realize it. Some of you may not realize it. But all of you have touched me in ways great and small. You have been my friends and mentors. I learn from you every day. And last but not least, to Carrie, my love and best friend for the past 5 years. Throughout all the ups and downs, you have helped me to grow and, enrich my life in so many ways. I love you. So, as I honor my parents tonight, I honor all of you. And if I had a glass to raise, I would say, as we Ukrainians say, no hayalita. May God grant you many, many happy years. Thank you.